Hi, I'm Mike. About 4 or 5 months ago, the airbag light came on my Boxster, Porsche Boxster 986. Wasn't quite sure what to do, and I did take it to a local garage who've been very good with my servicing, or last service I had done. But they quoted me about £300 to repair it. But I've decided to have a go myself, and I think I can save some money doing it. So I'm going to hopefully talk you through what I had to do. And the first part, which is probably one of the most difficult parts, is to remove the airbag from the steering wheel. And you have to find, there's bolts at the back of the steering wheel which need to be removed. And I did it using a slot screwdriver and reach around the back, turn the steering wheel around so that the holes for the bolts were in position to reach more easily, and I lifted the steering wheel up as far as I could using the lever at the bottom. But this is how I did it. So before I start to dismantle everything and remove the airbag, first thing to do is to disconnect the battery. What you need to do is to take off the battery cover here, with a spanner, is to remove the negative part of the battery, the negative connection, set it aside. And I'm no expert on this, but someone suggested that you do leave it disconnected for 10 minutes or half an hour before attempting to remove the airbag. So when you want to remove the airbag, there are two screw positions at the back of here. So there's one there and one the opposite side round here. I say screws, they've got a bolt, but I didn't have the proper connection to do that. But if you first of all put the key in ignition and turn it round. Do that before you disconnect the battery actually. Turn your steering wheel round so you can actually reach the screw points more easily underneath here. I say screw points, they're actually bolts, but I used a flat end screwdriver to slot it in there. You have to fiddle around to probably get it slotted in alright, and then remember to unscrew it anti-clockwise, but if you're working back to front. Once you've done that, this centerpiece comes out and you can carefully set it aside, placing it face up. that is the clock spring which I need to replace. And the thing that I got wrong the last time is that I bought one which had not all of the wiring with it. The guy who had sent me it had not sent me the complete thing, so this is another one I've got as a replacement. But the guy who sent me the first one had cut the wiring right by this grey connector at the end here. That grey connector does not pull out the back of this clock spring. You need the complete bit with the orange and red plugs at the end to plug in to your car. So fortunately the guy allowed me to return it, which I'm going to get a refund on the one I bought originally, which was lacking this bit here. And now I'm going to fit this hopefully to replace that one. But next thing I need to do is undo the two screws, there's one here and one there on the front, to remove that carefully. What I will do is actually remove the plastic surround with these other 4 screws, 2 there and 2 there, to allow it ease to get to the wiring at the back and to be able to plug it in properly, which might cause me a little issue actually reaching down and actually working out how to extract the wiring, but I think it should be alright. I may need to remove some of the side plastic panelling, which also needs unscrewing and taking out. I don't know if it's just unscrewing actually, probably just easing off to low access, but hopefully we go. Now I've taken these 4 small screws out of these positions here. Hopefully this should ease off gently. I'm going to take that out of the way to give me a bit more room to unscrew and remove the clock spring, and then see if I can attach the wiring at the back. Okay, so I have to remove the 2 screws and washers that are holding the clock spring. That just then lifts off of here, hopefully. Just to ease that back. Just remember there's another couple of screws, that one and one in here I need to also to undo first. So I've eased off the upper cover to the steering wheel and the indicator and other control stalks. Just place that up there. That just comes off with those 2 screws taken out either side. I think that probably pulls out as well actually. I've eased off these rubber things outside the edges here. You just pull them out gently. Just take that out, that comes out the bottom. Well, one thing I did do is actually move the steering wheel up as high as it could to allow access to unscrew the airbag screws, which are quite difficult to reach, which were on the back of here. Right, so what I need to do is now to find where this wire from the watch clock spring that goes into the back of here and plugs in. I have to ease something else out to actually get to that. Okay, so I've managed to unplug the orange one. You just have to ease back these little clips to the side, which go around these kind of lugs that are on the side of the piece you're plugging in. So if I do that with the red, I think it should just pop out, hopefully. Okay, I've managed to unplug those 2, so hopefully now I've got to plug back in the new one. So I don't get mixed up. So I managed to plug the new one back in. You just need to ease that sort of plastic cover out the way so you can pull the connector blocks free, and then I've just slipped it back in behind this sort of plastic
holder really, it's just holding it in position tightly so it's neatly out of the way. So now hopefully just to reassemble everything and see how we get on. So the new one's fitted. I've screwed back in the outer sort of cover with the screw there and the screw there. Yes, it's a different screw. I managed to drop one and lost it around the back of the dashboard. So I found another screw, which is a silver one, I know, but it fits all right. So I'm happy with that. Now I just need to put this cowling back on, screw that back on, so I'll do that next. Just remembered that I've unscrewed this again so it's loose. I've taken out the 2 screws to fit this back piece first. Once you've got that on, it's difficult to get this back piece on with this screwed in place. So I've done that now. I'm just tightening up these screws and adding a file to the bottom. Okay, for the moment the truth, I've fitted it all back together again, fitted the airbag back on, everything in place, steering wheel, make sure it's straight. I think the airbag light will come on again, and I've got a scanner to just hopefully reset it, but we'll just see. I'll just start it up. So the airbag light is still on. It's still coming up as airbag failure. Cancel that. I'll just try to see if I can use the scanner on it to see if that'll fix it. So, with the scanner I bought specifically iCarSoft, which is programmed for Porsche. There's a plug-in port under here, so I'll plug that hopefully in there. Like so. Just brought this on. Let's turn the car on. Still showing the airbag light. Okay, that. Let's just check on here. So, diagnostics. Do the button, I suppose, is probably the right thing to do. Porsche. So look at the list. Now I need to go down to the right car. Boxster 986. Just do a smart scan. Check on the airbag. Press that register. Let's clear the memory fault, see what happens there. Does it want to continue? Say yes. Okay, and the light has gone out. I'm hoping I drive off and drive about, that'll stay off. That'll be the test, and if it doesn't stay off, then the fault I thought was behind the steering wheel might be somewhere else. Well, let's hope I got it right. Well, taking it for a drive for about a mile, as you can see the counter here, and all's okay. I seem to have fixed it, so I'm quite pleased about that. The clock spring cost me 50 quid on eBay. I had a bit of a problem because the first one I bought wasn't right, but I got a refund on that, or getting a refund on that. The garage I took it to quoted me £100 for a new clock spring, plus about another couple of £100 to fix it, and I managed to do it myself in a couple of hours this morning, so mission accomplished.